Is this thing on?
So yeah, it has been 2 years since we reviewed Will Cherry's Burgundy, which we rated quite highly. We gave it like a 7 each, something like that. And I remember we were both very impressed for someone of sort of his notoriety level and his sort of availability of connections he would have had at the time. The album was very impressive, very professional sounding, very clean, but it still had the kind of rawness of, you know...
You like a raw?
Like an amateur.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It was a very impressive album, and I like that he's carried on with the sort of colour theme.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Now onto Ultraviolet. I'm looking forward to hearing this, because he's had
Yes,
2 years of growth, 2 years to work on another album, and it was already very solid. Alright, let's listen to the opening, All That. And if you guys want to check out the full reaction, check out our OnlyFans.
Put it there.
$5 a month.
What else could you want?
I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I love that little... Genuinely. Really good.
Very, very good album there. Now, you want me to say the line?
Yeah.
Say the line, Bart. You shouldn't change his name to Il Cherry, because it's always just W's.
That's good.
Honest, that was a very great album.
Yeah, genuinely. Really good.
Very great album. Highlights for me, All That, Junior, Southside, and Monster. I did like... In saying that means the opening and the closing tracks were the best... Well, some of the best songs.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a very good...
I also really liked Ice and Brawl. So your list plus Ice and Brawl.
I'd agree with Ice and Brawl.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Hold Me Down... I mean, that's just... It was still a good song, but not really my thing.
Yep.
And the same as Closer and Worst of Me.
Yep. I'd agree with that.
But they were like my 3 least favourite songs, but they were still really good. And it's just a personal taste thing.
Yep. That was a very good album. I thoroughly enjoyed it the whole way through. I would not skip a song on there.
100%, yeah.
I will definitely be listening to that again. All in all, that was a very good song, very good album.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It made it really hard to like focus on the production.
Yep.
Because just he was going so hard.
I think the production was great.
Yeah,
I think it was equally as good as the lyricism and the flows and the melodies. Like the beat, if you took away, like if you listen to that, focusing on the beat, you'd come away just as...
I know what you mean.
As mind blown. Like you would still have the same appreciation just for a different side of it.
I agree.
So when you put both into one, you have actually a really great album here, and you said it in the full review, so check it out down below if you want. But you said that the progressions in there were really great.
Yeah.
And I think you are right. He didn't rest on his laurels of, say, like a looping beat or something like that. He did go that little bit further if there was a change up in the middle, or oftentimes it was actually sort of at the beginning and at the end they were sort of different beats.
Yeah, he had a lot of like part 1 and part 2s throughout.
Lyricism was great, had some very good lines. I don't remember there being many comical lines, but that's not a bad thing.
Oh, there was the CeeLo Green
The CeeLo Green.
And when the girl's with me, she doesn't need clothes.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
But overall, I think it was I think Burgundy, if I'm remembering correctly, was a bit more personal. This one seems a bit more braggadocious.
Yeah.
And it's sort of oriented around a girl, sort of...
Yeah,
or
loosely.
a love life sort of interest.
There is definitely some still personal things on here. Like Brawl, for example, the last part of that.
Yeah.
And Worst of Me. And that was another thing where the production really shone through as well.
Yeah.
I said it was very kind of injury reserve towards the end. With just the crazy production and the sort of the breaks when he's speaking about like empathy.
Yeah.
And that was really, really nice.
The overall, the features were very good as well.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the features. Whoever said that line in Ice, if it was Sango,
I'll jump to the song.
The O.J. Simpson line, or the Orenthal line.
I think that was Sango, but that was really nice. Yeah,
that was a very good song. And I'm being serious, Will, if you ever come to Australia, let us know. Plus, send me that signed Ultraviolet t-shirt. Write it
I
to
think
to
you
Tyler.
need to be clear. What shirt do you want? You've had
An
a couple variations.
Go back to the top.
So you want
That T-shirt right there. I am requesting that at Rob's expense. He will pay for postage. He told me he'd do that. I don't know. He said it off camera.
So you don't want a quote on it or anything. You just want the shirt that he's wearing.
No, I don't need that specific shirt. Looks
Just
like
a purple one.
A purple shirt signed on it. I want your name or whatever your signature is. Maybe it's not your name. I would assume it's some variation. And you can write, "Dear Tyler, thanks for the support. I'll see you soon."
So you don't want the Orenthor line? Nothing?
No. But then that way I trapped him into coming soon. Then he gets to see me. I'll throw it in his face every time. No, overall, well, I'm not joking about that, Will. I do want that. But very good album. I'm giving it an 8.5.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
8.5.
I was expecting you to go 8, but yeah, 8.5 from me all
I
the
thought
way.
8.5 might have been too high. I thought maybe I was overshooting the tarmac, but an 8.5, very good album, very good for 2,000 followers, monthly followers.
Yeah.
Production on that was fantastic. If he was a feature, maybe he couldn't get a whole album, like a mass produced or like a commercially produced is the word.
Yeah.
But if he had a feature on like Vince Staples or DaBaby or someone like that, he wouldn't be out of...
Maybe not DaBaby, but I think Vince Staples.
He wouldn't be out of place.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that he would... People would come back to this album. You know, like when people are like, what was Post Malone's first album? Everyone's always like,
Stoney.
that was the one before that. August 28th or something?
Yeah, 24th, 26th.
Yeah. People are always like, yeah, but that's like his best album. You know, after all these ones, you know, they like want to be like fake. They want to be like, yeah, like,
that's
but like
his worst album.
But like, I would say that like they would say this about it, but it would be like it'd be correct.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
I
people,
get you,
like before he became like famous, like Saint John, right?
Yeah.
Collection 1 is better than all these new ones.
That's facts, though.
And like, I think,
but it would take a real fan to know that.
Like, if he came out, say he blew up overnight on TikTok or something,
yeah,
and then he released an album that was like a 7.5. People would come back to this and be like, "Yeah, this is better."
Yeah,
like, and we didn't know him back then.
Yeah,
like sort of like The Weeknd. Like everyone sort of thinks his first album, like the trilogy,
was the best. Which I mean, it is.
Yeah,
but yeah, I completely agree with that.
I think we said this 2 years ago. Put it side by side. Ready? I'm going to say something, and you're going to say what I said side by side. I said, in the future, we're going to hear more of Will Cherry. I bet I said something like that. I think
you did. I think we both expressed wanting to like hear more.
Yeah, I think that.
And I do wish that was longer.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm glad it wasn't like overshot.
Yeah,
it was kept to what needed to be done. But no, genuinely, really, really good album.
Yes,
all the way through, no skips.
No, best song. You got to say it. Best song as we close off. It is
Junior.
Agreed.
Yeah. 100%. Facts. That was a banger. Now, absolutely well done.
Yep.
Will, what's that? 8.5 times 2?
17.
Yeah. Out of 20. That's a fucking good score. And that's what I was going to say. It's just got a sound that like sounds way more like the sound is bigger than you. If that makes sense. I listen to it and expect you to be really well known, really professional.
Yeah.
And that's just really impressive.
This is a full album.
Yeah.
This is like a mature
100%,
album. I feel like before when we've listened to you,
up.
we've listened to your friends, we've listened to some more amateurish albums, they feel a bit hollow. But this feels full of life, and you can even get that on big name artists when they put like a lot of effort. And they fill the void of like some artists,
nothing's missing.
Yeah, and there's just sound all the time.
Yeah. And I think Burgundy was the exact same. Yeah. That really surprised us that it was such a professional sounding album. And he's done it again.
Well done. What'd you like better? You have the gun to your head, the beat, or the words, or sort of the beat or the rest?
I'm gonna have to say the beat.
I'm gonna say the rest.
I'm a big production guy. I know how much work went into that, how much time was spent making sure it was right. Yeah. And I can appreciate that. Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Yeah. Well done, Will Cherry. And if you want to check out our full reaction, which it was a good reaction. We were big one. Going a bit mental at times.
Yeah.
Check out our OnlyFans, $5 a month.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next video. Nah, that was a fucking good album, though. I'm listening to that again.